Lights, camera, action. What's going on, guys? Hope you're good, hope you're well, hope you are excited for today's video. My name is Tlholo Motaung and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, it's something special, because we hit a little bit over 100 subscribers. And to celebrate this little milestone, I decided that it would be proper to celebrate with a traditional Q&A. So I posted on my Instagram and on my WhatsApp asking you guys that you would send your questions, whatever you'd like to know about me, just for you guys to know me on a deeper and personal level. Let's get started. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel and why? So what inspired me to start my YouTube channel, I'd say, is that for one, I wanted to document my life, because I'm interested in a lot of things like art, dancing, modeling, and like the lights of it, like bodybuilding and acting and all of that. So it would be kind of interesting to share my experiences, share what's going on in my own life with my close friends, with anyone who would be even interested enough to even consider watching my YouTube channel. So as for one, it was to document my own life. Two, I got inspired by other YouTubers, and not necessarily the niche that they went for was lifestyle vlogs and all of that, but then it was bodybuilding and all of that. So with the many channels or niches that I'm interested in, I wanted to combine them into this YouTube channel of mine that I am also interested in. With all that being said, I would like to, once I'm older, look back and just reflect on all the experiences that I documented throughout my own life. So that's why I started my own YouTube channel. What do you love/hate the most about being a YouTuber? What I love most about YouTube is that I get to share my experiences with you guys. I get to show you my likes and dislikes and all of that. And then what I kind of hate is, okay, this is a love-hate relationship. After vlogging and after filming or everything, it's editing. Editing takes a lot of time, because there's somewhere I stumble along the way, and then that's where it gets hectic. But then there's where I have these awesome transitions, like natural transitions, where I'm just flipping the cam and whatever. So when I combine that into one video, it's so fluent and all of that. That's where it's love-hate relationship. But what I hands down hate about YouTube is the slow growth. I mean, I hate it. It's it's dragging, but then I'm all for it. How often do you clip your toenails? I clip my toenails whenever they need clipping. If I see them growing out of the norm, that's where I cut them. What is your mindset going into the new year? So my mindset going into the new year is it's all or nothing. I think that's my mindset, all or nothing. And what I mean by all or nothing is whatever I'm committed to or whatever I decide to do, I want to commit to that 100% fully. I don't want to leave anything in the tank, because by the end of next year, I want to look back at my academic, at my sports, at my modeling or whatever, anything, any of my pursuits. I want to look back on them and say, there wasn't anything else that I could have done to put me in a better position that I would be at that time. So that's my mindset. And this is kind of thought-provoking. So I want to hear your guys' mindset going into the next year. Drop them in the comment section below. How do you go about growing stronger in your faith in the Lord? Tips or advice? Personally, how did I go about growing my faith is that every day around 6 p.m., my family and I gather. We have a whole Bible study, prayer session, and that I could attribute the most to my growth, because in that we teach each other about the word. Whatever I don't understand, my sister or my mother or whoever partaking in the whole fellowship, they have a better understanding on that topic. Same goes. They might not understand something that I also understand, and that also helps witnessing to other people, your friends or your family, that helped tremendously. But then you have to be careful. You cannot share false news, especially pertaining the things of God. That's why it encouraged me to go deeper in my studies and to read my Bible. I can't say that I was smart enough to read between the lines, but then you pray to God for guidance and understanding. For apart from the Holy Spirit, you have no understanding of the Lord. You have no love of the Lord. You have no nix. It's like dog, you're dead, spiritually dead. How can you see that you have been born again? As stipulated by the Lord our God in Ezekiel 36, he makes it clear that that's God saying, I will work a work. I will cleanse your heart from your idols. I will cleanse your heart. I will sprinkle you with clean waters. It is the work of the Lord. Salvation is the work of the Lord. So how can you see that God has done a work in your heart? It is when now you hate the things that you used to do, the sins that you used to love, because you'd love lying to your parents, or you'd love lying to your friends, you'd love stealing, you'd love doing all sorts of evil, but then you had no sense to even think of them as evil. But once you have been born again, God has given you the sight to see that your evil is evil, and you have no righteousness apart from God. You have no righteousness of your own. That's when now you understand that this is evil, and now God has given you a heart to hate that which is evil and a heart that pursues that which is good. So you have to be born again, number one. And number two, you continue in persistent prayer. You never cease in prayer. Okay, so that never ceasing prayer is praying for your family and friends, the church, your brothers in the faith, authority, and then the lost, the sick, and the poor. And then lastly, you pray for yourself. And thirdly is fasting. Fasting is very important. It should constitute your prayer life. How we for the sake, but then it is you for the sake of praying, for the sake of reading your Bible, for the sake of growing in your faith. Because fasting, the whole idea of fasting is one passion driving out the other passion. It's not fair. So for example, if your mother were to fall ill right this second, that passion will drive out any other passion you have. Your passion for food, your passion for entertainment, your passion for sexual stimulation, whatever it may be, it drives out any other passion for any other thing. So with fasting is that one passion that you have that God has burdened upon your heart. Passion maybe about this topic, you're growing in faith. You fast about that. You read the Bible on that topic, growing in your understanding and your love for God. And then fourthly is memorizing scripture. This is so important. It goes hand in hand with reading your Bible every day. Reading, and not just once a day, but then I'd recommend like twice a day. That's what I am doing. And since the question is personal, I read the Bible. I have morning devotions, and as I said, afternoon devotions is with my family, and sometimes it's before I go to bed. So I recommend that you have those morning devotions where you read the Bible and you pray, and in that reading your Bible, it's you studying the Word of God, memorizing that particular scripture that could help you in times of testing, as James chapter 1. Count it of joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And number five is fellowship. Study the Bible with friends, family, and going to a faithful church. And number six is witnessing, sharing that which you have studied with your friends and family, sharing to another person, maybe the lost, or sharing to your other brother or sister in the faith. That also helps with growing in the faith. Music-wise, I'd recommend Sovereign Grace music, The Cornerstone, Shane and Shane, and biblical content-wise, I'd recommend you watching sermons done by Pastor John Piper, John MacArthur, Paul Washer, Vodi Barker, R.C. Sproul. Most importantly, the channel Desiring God. Is 2022 your best year of life? If not, which is and why is it? So 2022 is not the best year of my life. Come to think of it, yeah, I'd say 2019 is the best year of my life because 2019 is when I was doing grade 7, and grade 7 everything was so like pashash, academics. I was top learner, docs learner, or dax learner. I'm not sure what it is called, but then yeah, I was top achiever in most of my subjects. Only 2 subjects where I wasn't top achiever. That was my languages, English and Afrikaans. And then in my sports, we were so close to winning the soccer league, but then we lost the semifinals or finals. And yeah, above them all, I was head leader, head boy. So I'd say things were looking pretty good for me in 2019. Why isn't 2022 the best year of my life? Because 2019 is the best year of my life. Not to say 2022 is like the worst year of my life, but then it isn't the best year of my life. What's your most annoying habit? The most annoying habit, forgetting people's names. Forgetting people's names. I can't even count how many people I've forgotten their names, even to this day. But then like, it's as if like we know each, like we're cool like to that level, as if like we're not just hi bye friends, but you're a terrible friend decision. But no, yeah, I tend to forget people's names, Awolo. So that's annoying. What's your favorite football team? My favorite football team, my heart is with the Three Lions. My heart is with the home of the Three Lions. So I'd say my most favorite football team is Manchester City. I mean, why not? What made you go down the modeling route, and do you see it being as a long-term career? I went down the modeling route because I am interested in fashion. I'm interested in fitness. So those two, you could be a fitness model, you could be a fashion model. There's also commercial modeling. That's also what I'm doing. And my personal favorite, I'd say, is fitness modeling. And how long do I see myself in this modeling thingy? I see myself doing modeling until the end of, or like in the next, for 5 years. That's too long, maybe. But then 5 years, I see like as it being the end of my career, modeling career. I don't see myself doing modeling as a full-time job because I'm interested in pursuing engineering. That's the field I want to take on. How do you plan to keep your viewers entertained, and for how long? How do I plan to keep my viewers entertained? I plan on being authentic, because no one can do me better than I do me. I don't plan out like content that I plan on shooting, but then if something happens that I think might catch my viewers' interest, that I vlog. I think that's interesting enough. I plan on doing YouTube like for a very long time. Obviously, I might even like lose my abilities in doing this and promo and move on into something else. Like I'm interested in art, but then you guys don't see much of my interest in art throughout my YouTube channel, which is something I also want to include because it is a part of me. What is Elon Musk's net worth? Mr. Elon Musk's net worth is 169.1 million US dollars. Name your 7 wishes for the future. 7 is a lot, man. I wish to be taller. I wish to be to maturer. I wish to be smarter. I wish to be like I want a huge closet. But then I don't want it but then like I want sometimes I wish like I had every pair of shoe, but then not to own it, but then I could walk in just like borrow a pair, no strings attached, like you didn't like you hoop says more, because like there's some fits to a certain type of shoe. So like I wish to be some sort of brand ambassador for a big company, a big one. And maybe probably like Nike and all of that. So that's my wish. I wish to develop my skills and abilities in everything that I am like quote unquote like good at or moderate at, like my art, dancing, acting, and all of that. Obviously, as it is a wish, that at least I can like put my heart and commit to it, and actually it might come to actuality and reality. So last one. I wish for a stronger bond between myself and my friends, between myself and my family. If you would look back to the past and talk to your younger self, what would you say? I would tell my younger self, boy, quit playing. Start early. Quit playing in the sense of stop comparing yourself. Quit playing as in like take what you're doing seriously. And I took it seriously and increased like to that only extent. But then if I took from that extent and like also utilized opportunity, probably I could have been much further than I am on actually. Okay, let's go out of the past and go to the future. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, 5 years. I'm just trying to make it till Friday. Well, I'm not that guy who sits down and meticulously plans his life. So in 5 years, I see myself like finished with school. That is for sure. I see myself in university. I see myself growing this YouTube channel because that's something I have control over. And then with my modeling, okay, I see myself being part of a like a huge gig. And yeah, I see myself like pushing all of this. So my friend Nyaki, she like inspired me like to pursue these things. We were on her phone surfing through Pinterest, and she saw it on Antonzina, and she said she's busy like crocheting all of them. And my other friend Bonzi, she said she'd like a bag or two, and then the other friend said she would also like a bag, asking etc. So I was like, it's something that people are interested in, and like looking at this, come on, people, like look at this, especially for your uni kids, like tote bag. It's a tote bag, something that is hot in this year. Obviously, in the next 5 years or like whatever time it may be, we're gonna move to more like intricate things or like much more of the design and all of that. But then as of now, crochet bags, crochet tote bags. Get your orders today while they're still fresh. And the first 10 orders, they get a special surprise. They get something on top, a cherry on top. So make your orders, DM or WhatsApp. And guys, I'm being serious. Like, it's a fella for myself. What has been the toughest things you've encountered in the process of having a YouTube channel? My mindset, my doubts. My mindset were doubts, So Nikki, like with that, comparing myself to the other channel, like they have something that I don't, by they're doing it better than I could ever imagine and all of that. But then one day I just came to this conclusion, to this like place where I was like content with where I am. So the toughest thing I've encountered, it's myself, because I used to come up with these excuses just to procrastinate. I don't have a camera, I don't have lighting, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have all of that. But then those were the toughest things to get over, because like I struggled with them like for 2 years and all of that. But until I pressed record and like posted. How do you juggle modeling, school, yet maintain a good relationship with God? So as I said, in the mornings I have, especially when going to school, I prioritize reading the Bible, listening to godly music, and that's my trip to school. And once I get to school, it's where I focus on practicalizing that which I have read in the morning, that which I've read in the past. So being a true Christian is not about just reading the Bible, but it's also about implementing that which you have read. The book of James puts it clearly that it's not about just listening, but it's about listening and doing that makes you a child of God. And how I juggle it, like I'm guessing you asking about like time management. Sometimes I skip school if it's something important, like with the AMDA thing, and with the AMDA thing, I skipped school like entirely. I didn't go to school because it was a morning call, and I had to be there from 9 till 3 p.m. and school is around 7 till like 2 p.m. So there's no way skipping school. It is much needed to have friends that I have, because thankfully I have those friends who would like check up on me. Why did you skip school today? Or I tell them what went wrong or what was going on, and then they'll also like fill me in on the homework that I have, fill me in on the lessons that I missed throughout that day to help me like get back on my horse. So that's how I juggle the school, the modeling thing and the school and the faith. Would you do anything that you are well aware of is against your religion just for casting? No, 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 no way. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. What sticks to me is the words of Christ in the book of Matthew, where he says, if you deny me before men, I will deny you before my fathers and his angels. Meaning that if you live a life that does not testify or that does not glorify God, you are not of God. So if I claim to be a Christian and yet I compromise, men are much more important than what God has said. No, you judge by yourself. Is it good that we listen to men, or is it good that we listen to God? Is modeling as bad as it's said to be, like the certain standard of beauty and fitting into a certain criteria? It's bad. It's bad because casting anyway. I went to, and then they were like, "There's a colored girl in the line." So, and the brief said, black girls. And when they say black, they mean like melanin rich girls, like dark tone girls, with the afro and all of that. Like the brief tabon, and they're very descriptive to make sure that you do not miss a mark, that you do not say, I didn't notice, I didn't, what. If you say that, you are just embarrassing yourself. But then, yeah, they are very strict with that beauty and standard and whatnot. Getting modeling, wanting to be a high fashion model. But then I'm not tall enough. So, Bandreds are straight. You're not tall enough, bro. So suck it up and go out, or you could like do something else. It's tough. Tough. Do you view life differently now? Who caused that shift? Is it positive or is it negative? For real, for real, for real. I had a negative view on life. Not that negative view as if like get depressed and all of that. But then I was blinded by my evilness. Like I was a terrible person before conversion yaka, which was in like grade 9, thinking that my darkness is light, because that's how it is. Every man sees that is before him, and he thinks that it's good. But then God stepped in and he changed my heart, and in changing my heart it was a new perspective on life. Now I live for the glory of God, that which I did not do in my previous lifetime, because it is no longer I who lives, but Christ who lives within me. So it's now positive knowing that my sins are forgiven on the basis that Jesus Christ, that the work that my God did for me is enough and effective to save me and to guarantee the righteousness that which is required before me seeing heaven. Short-term goals: pass grade 11 with like tremendous marks, and rugby season next year, I'd say like we're the best team now. My current weight is 75 kg, 73 kgs. I'm playing around there. But by the end of next year, keep about like 80 kgs. And not just like chubby and fat, but then like lean muscle mass, got 80 kgs. A clearer skin, like, because I don't know what's going on with my skin, but it looks serious. My acne is serious. And with working out and all of that, sweating does not help a bit. So my mom, with this other doctor, and he prescribed us to some level 5 medication. And that medication, he says, I have to take for a whole year. And then after that, Reshebe, where to go from there. So that's the goal, to have clearer skin. Who is your supporting structure? Family and friends. Family, mom, sister, aunt. So do I have 4 aunts? 3. Makoko. Yeah. That's family wise. And my friend, how you know that you're my friend and supporting structure? About like whenever I need help with anything, like maybe school or YouTube wise or Instagram wise, they're always pushing my content. I also push the content. If I'm supporting you in anything that you are doing, know that I am like your supporting structure. And obviously that is also reciprocated. Shout out the people that you trust and that are close to you. Shout out to sister. Shout out to mom. Shout out to Okay, Ghetto, shout out to Chava, shout out to Nkunzi, Nkunku, shout out to Brandon, shout out to Kaiser Crystal, shout out to They Love Stacy. Yeah, those are the people that I trust and that I like consider as my close friends. And the last question, man, are you genuinely happy? Yes, I am genuinely happy. I am happy. But then is it like the peak of happiness? No. But I'm like genuinely happy. I am genuinely happy. Uh, the happiness is authentic. It's genuine. Like I am. Ooh, guys, thank you so much for the questions. They were really interesting. Huh? Thank you for the support, guys. If you stuck this long, you're a true one. Love you. Answer your favorite question also in the comment section down below because I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, at the end of the day, it's still night. See you in the next one.